What makes a man a loser? According to Princess Bride, it's when he is too scared to fail and doesn't try at all. He treats others like they are beneath him. A man who won't take care of his kids is a fucking loser. Had a neighbor who did this routine every weekday, came in, barely got halfway through the house before he was screaming at the kids. Only one of 4 was his. Until one or all of them started crying. He would yell to his girl to control your fucking animals before he left again. That, to me, is real loser behavior. He did other shit to us even that made him a loser. But that was a daily example. Just generally being an asshole for no reason. I've lost 85 pounds in the last year. I guess I'm a loser. Using your power to be an asshole. Not accepting your mistakes, not caring for his family. Lack of willingness to adapt when he needs to, and being an asshole unnecessarily. Guy. BTW. Most of the losers I've met are people that pick fights they don't need to over situations that don't matter. The other ones are people that just accept whatever they've got and never try to improve themselves. This applies to a lot of things. Not being able to control his temper. No ambition. No work ethic. Bad hygiene and constant negativity. Drug, alcohol abuser and neglectful parent. His own belief that he is one. Treats minimum wage or servers like shit and has a superiority complex. Treat others like you want to be treated. Not being able to take care of himself or his family. Man, reading comments here was a bad choice to start this day. I think you are asking what qualifies a man as a loser. But what makes a man into a loser is quite often being treated like one. Especially if it started while the person was younger. No motivations or aspirations and treats others with no respect. Not striving to be better or achieve anything. Being comfortable in mediocrity because they're too afraid of failure to pursue anything worthwhile. Treats other men like shit for the benefit of women. His mentality. Refusing to accept responsibility. I can't tell you how many guys I know who were better than me at everything but never made that first step toward what they wanted because it took accepting responsibility. They are, by definition, inaction losers. Those who stay bullies are the absolute losers. Going with the flow, and not having a backbone. Turning away from every good quality his family gave him. And forgetting about the innocence of others. Life is not so simple. But people simply fit like a Lego block. Or a tool. Don't be afraid to fail. You don't always have to be informed. Not practicing your own wisdom. Making people bear the burden of your own mistakes. Andrew Tate and his ilk. Blaming others for his failures and bad decisions and not taking responsibility. BS excuses. Failing to meet his own expectations. Feeling like a loser. I'm a loser, at least I think so. I'm 24, never had a job, social anxiety main and a stutter for the reasons. Never had a girlfriend and living with my parents. The only thing I did that I guess I did this whole time is just lose weight and that's about it. Smiling face with tear. Guy who wears a cowboy hat backwards by accident. Insisting that his girlfriend wife does all the cooking, cleaning, shopping, and childcare while also making her pick up after him. If you're over the age of 18 and don't cook, clean, have a job, or do your own laundry, don't bother getting into a relationship until you figure out how to take care of yourself. No woman wants to be a mom's replacement mother. He goes around looking down upon people who are newer or are not as knowledgeable about the interests, hobbies he's into as well. Along with acting like he was never new at some point. taking every chance to crap all over the newer games in a franchise and nitpicking any nerdy media out there in a way that most people are not really bothered by. Just all topped with the impression that other people want to see him do all of this. Someone who complains is unkempt, unfit, and doesn't want to try at all for anything. To me personally, having no morals. Mooching off others because they can't support themselves despite being perfectly body able. When a man is given multiple opportunities and has plenty of resources available to him, but is simply too lazy or scared to bother himself with doing something interesting or meaningful with his life, that would make him a loser. Especially when he makes excuses as to why he doesn't or shouldn't have to try. Pushing your own boundaries are what makes you a man. And surrendering improvement for comfort keeps you a boy. Not respecting others. Female here, but I believe this applies to either gender. Not taking care of your family. Being an asshole for absolutely no reason. Making your life harder for no reason. Refusing to take accountability. Complaining about your life when you can change some aspects of it but refuse to. Expecting to be waited on hand and foot. Laziness makes a man loser. At least in my eyes. I don't know why someone might think another person is a loser. Regardless of gender, maybe I just don't think in derogatory terms like that. Perhaps someone might think another is a loser in order to feel better about themselves. Not being a decent human being. Closed-mindedness. Lack of accountability and taking responsibility. Fear of failure. Thinks of himself and never thinks of others. Makes excuses for everything. Let me go stare into the mirror and I'll be back with an itemized list. Damn it, Jerry, get a job. If he believes he is one. A man with tall poppy syndrome. But that can apply to anyone regardless of gender. A man who lies about who he is and what he's done to have a false reputation, act tough as nails but really weak as shit. Just be yourself, bro, it's not that hard. I have a colleague who is telling me what a great guy he is. How he is projection his goals. How on the side he is making big money and he is just doing this as a side. Also he is held back by everyone around him because whatever. Also we are living in a matrix. Good lord. Stop talking already. I saw your LinkedIn and I know that you are talking your life better even to himself probably than it actually is. You are a loser. Get back to reality and treat others around you decently. Any type of abusive behavior towards women, children, animals or just other human beings. Being a loud-mouthed, high-tempered person doesn't make you look like a badass. Makes you look like a prick that secretly is miserable and will probably die alone because no one likes a prick. Nothing. It's a subjective term mostly used by somewhat intellectually challenged people. You are a loser as long as you think so yourself. Yeah, sure. Not respecting others. No self-reliance. Lack of motivation. No aspirations are the cliché answers. That shit for the birds. Ima dissect this mfcker. In this unfortunate narcissistic solipsistic modern society while leaving money out of this. If you ain't got nothing going on. No GF. Maybe no job. No social status. No friends, then you are in loser territory. My friend. People will always gravitate to others that got something going on. If I can only pick one though, it would be lack of quality pussy. Look at the dudes with a baddie high quality good chick by their side. Hardly losers. It is what it is. No responsibility. Accountability. No passion. Career always blaming someone else. Always broke. Always has a hard luck story. Going bankrupt. Beating his wife or kids. Making fun of people because they have something different than him. Quitting.